Hello, this is Dylan Vaughn with Ordinary Experts. I'm here to talk to you about our new Zulip AWS Marketplace pattern. Zulip is an open source chat solution based on Django. It's a very popular application. It uses the Apache license 2.0. So let's walk through a demo of this. Normally you would get to this through the Marketplace subscription page, but I'm just going to give you a demo using the product's template file here. So once you load it into CloudFormation, you can name the stack, and then we'll see all of the parameters that we can specify to customize this installation of Zulip. There's an admin email which gets notifications. There's some third-party integrations you can activate here. You can also activate push notifications and incoming email, which I've set to true here. We use HTTPS, and we use Certificates Manager for the certificates for that. So I'm just going to grab a wildcard certificate for the domain that I'll be using during this demo. And I'll put that into the ARN here. And then I'll also make this ALB accessible to the internet by using the 0000 seeder block. Here I'll put in the hosted zone name that I want the pattern to create the DNS records in, and what actual host name I want. I'll call it zulip.patterns.ordinaryexperts.com. A lot of other options here you can look at. Feel free to check out our GitHub repo for more information about these parameters. But this lets you customize the size and some of the settings for all the different components. Also create a new VPC or reuse one that you already have. So if we review these options here, we can just hit submit, and we will have our stack underway. So we see our Zulip stack, create in progress. Let's take a look at some of the events that have already happened. We see some things already getting created. Quite some resources already starting to be provisioned. I'm going to go ahead and speed up this process here. The actual provisioning takes maybe 20 minutes or so. It's going to create databases and Redis clusters and RabbitMQ clusters and all sorts of things. So you see here it's going through its provisioning process. Lots of resources now. You can see the database DB primary instance is now complete. Now we see that the autoscaling group, or ASG, has started to be created. So that would mean that if we go to EC2 and we look at our running instances, we'll see an instance that's been created for this application. There it is, right there. And then, as I mentioned before, this pattern also uses RDS. So we have an RDS Aurora Postgres cluster that's been created here. And it uses a lot of other services as well. For example, it also uses Elasticache. So let's take a look at the Elasticache cluster that's being provisioned. And our stack, takes care of best practices like enforcing encryption for all these services. So we see our stack is now complete. So let's go ahead and go to the outputs, and we have our first use instructions. So it says to create an initial organization, connect to the EC2 instance with SSM Sessions Manager, then run the following command to get a one-time link. So I'll go ahead and copy that. And then come into our instances, connect here. Then I'll run that command. And that is going to generate a link that I can use to create an initial organization. Click on that. That'll bring me to the new organization wizard. You can actually have multiple organizations, but in this case, I'll just use one. And I'll put in my email address here. then it's going to ask me my name, an email address for an initial user in this org. Sign up. Now it's going to create that initial org and drop me into the Zulip main application. You can see we have our SSL set up. It's going to have our little first-time user wizards to help us. We can invite more users. And we can enable notifications. It's also is integrated with email through SES. And so let's test a post. This also stores all of the files on S3 if anyone uploads any files. Okay, great. So our Zulip is all up and running. Please take a look in the marketplace and let us know what you think. Thank you very much.